What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Game with Cash. It's your host, Cash Money Morgan. It's a Tuesday night. It's 82 degrees here in Springfield, Missouri.
And I got a beanie on.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
It is Keeping Up with Cash after dark. I'm just kidding. It is, I don't even know what time it is. Is it like 9 o'clock right now?
Yeah.
It's a little, yeah, it's like a little night pod. It's been a long time since I've done like a nighttime episode, but I feel like it's good vibes right now. It's good vibes.
Chilling.
Yeah, trying to think of any updates. Obviously, anything really relevant, I'll tell you guys in the next solo pod. But yeah, I play pickleball. Do you play pickleball?
Sometimes I'm competitive, so
yeah. Take it too seriously?
Yeah, I take it way too serious.
Get really like mad about it and have to like pregame.
Yeah, I'm too crazy. Like, I don't like to lose, so it's like
yeah,
it's crazy sometimes when I play sports that's supposed to be fun. Mm-hmm. Just get in the competitive mindset. I take all the fun out of it.
Mm. So. You play ping pong or no?
I suck at ping pong.
There we go.
I suck. So I don't even play that because I don't want to get frustrated. So kind of.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome my guest here tonight, the one, the only, Deion Holliman.
I'm not enthusiastic like that, so I'm like, it's fine.
This is just like after one long, very long, stressful day. And I don't know. You literally last night, this time I was in bed already, so I'm not really sure what kicked in. I don't really know.
You go to sleep early?
No, but it's just been that kind of week, so that's the vibe. Deion, welcome to the podcast. He told me it was his first time ever being on a podcast.
Yep, ever.
So excited.
Got the
to be the first time. Yes. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So Deion, tell my listeners a little bit about yourself.
I don't want to say a lot.
Okay. But, should we like make a tally of every time you say or something? Or
I already said it twice when I said I don't want, but no, we good. I am from I'm from Camden, Arkansas.
It's okay.
I'm from Camden, Arkansas. I grew up in like a hard environment, but kind of God, covered me in those times, and I kind of changed my life around. And football was really one of those things that kept me disciplined, gave me structure, and like always gave me something to look forward to every day. So like I wouldn't do anything from when I first started playing to like now still. I used to carry myself like, how would this affect me? And it made me make wise decisions a lot. So
so your current roles right now, like tell the listeners what you currently do right now.
So currently I am a full-time personal trainer. I train at a gym in Ozark, right outside Springfield. And I'm training anybody that wants to train. Like if you want to train, hit me up. I'm ready to train. I'll be more than happy. But I really focus a lot on my athletes, and that's where I'm more relatable. And that's who I like giving my time to, because they it's a certain level of dedication that it takes to I wouldn't say I only love training athletes, but that's what that's like
your bread and butter.
That's my bread and butter. And I have a few clients that are just like general, public people that love training, and I love training them, and they kind of push me to change up some of my exercises and challenge me because they have certain goals, and I kind of hold myself accountable for helping them accomplish those type of goals. So
yeah. So do you have a full list of clients right now? Like what's your max of hey, I'm not taking anything else?
I do have like my clientele. I've been only doing this for 5 months because I was and my clientele grew. I've probably seen over 50 plus people come through the gym in that time. I remember I started with 2, and they came and they kind of left. They moved, and then I had another guy that I met at the gym, and his son was like getting ready to go into high school baseball. Well, he actually played already, but he was kind of in the off-season phase and just working out at the gym. And he was like, I feel like I met you before, but I did meet him before at the field, like working out one time. And he was like, what are you doing out here? This was like my first time seeing him out there. And he was like, I was like, I'm about to start training out here. And he was like, what's your prices, blah, blah, can you train my son? And I was like, yeah. So I started seeing him 5 times a week.
Wow.
And he's actually a D1 baseball player committed to Central Arkansas. And can
you drop the name or no?
Oh yeah, his name Nate. Like if people see him on my Instagram, he was the main person. Like when I first started, he was the only person I was posting, and it kind of grew real quick. And I had another guy named Chris. He moved to Kansas City and he started playing travel ball in the summer. And like when I lost him, I was like, man, like I'm losing my main two guys. Mm-hmm. But those were like guys, they came to me for everything: speed, agility, weight training. And you know, some people come for me for speed and agility. Some people come for me to weight training. So it's like whatever you need. You know, I ask people what your goals are, and so that's what we do. But those are my guys that I like. Those are like my projects, and I like incorporated everything that I knew with them, with like weight, speed, agility, everything. And I seen them grow so much. And when Chris was leaving, he was like, bro, like I'm leaving, like I like kind of feel bad, like I know you know I'm one of your main clients. And I was like, you know, God got me, like, yeah. And that same day I met two guys, and it was like, me and my friend want to start come training with you, and they started coming Monday through Thursday. And that was like, I picked up after that, and the next thing you know, I was like training 15 people in one day. Wow. And that's like 2 groups of like 3 and a group of like 4, and then like 7 one-on-one clients. That's probably more than 15, but that's how I was doing it. But you know, I'm like you said, I'm single, so like I'm at the gym all day. If anybody want to train, I'm there. If I got the time, I'll train you at 1 a.m. if I'm up. You know, so like, that's how I carry myself. I'm really dedicated, and I love like helping people achieve goals. So
it's definitely a grind, and it sounds like
I need to sit back.
You're in it. Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, get comfortable. We're in the loft right now. Okay, we're not in the podcast studio yet. Okay. This is the loft. This is the loft couch. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. So okay, so I want to ask you the question of like how you create your workouts and things like that, but also I understand that because of your background, so much of that has come from that. So let's talk about, you know, how you got to Springfield. Okay. And so what your journey has been.
I'll just kind of take you through my journey from like me first starting to play football. That'll like cover a lot of questions. Yeah. So I started playing football in like the 4th grade, but I used to play like in my neighborhood. Like I grew up in like project area. We used to play like in the grass, in the road. Like we would always play. And a few of my friends that I went to school, we played at school, and they was like playing for teams. I wasn't on the team, but I was one of the better athletes as a kid. And I was like, man, you need to come out and play. And I was like, my grandmother not gonna let me play. And me and my grandmother had like a crazy chemistry. And she passed, rest in peace. But she would tell me, like, she was the one person that like treated me like a baby. Like everybody else, it was like tough love, which I liked that too. But like it was some like that genuine soft love was like one of the things that I needed at that time in my life, and I didn't understand it until later, like why she was so important to me, because everything was like, I fall down, like get up, like be tough. So and I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but like she was the one like, I don't want you to play football, I don't want you to get hurt. They hurt my baby because I was small, but I was faster than everybody, so that kind of like evened out. And so I listened to her for 1 year, and then the next year I was like, no, like I'm going to play. So she, and still to this day, like she never came to a game. Wow. But she kept every newspaper article, everything. And then, like one thing that I always did, like,
why didn't she go? She just didn't. She was scared.
She was older. Okay. Older. It was my great grandmother, but like she was older, but she wasn't like. She would love getting the newspaper and reading it and framing my, articles and my touchdowns and my yards. But she was just like, I can't see them hit you. Like, I don't want to see them hit you. And I was like, oh, whatever. Like, it ain't that bad, But she didn't know that. She, So she would just keep everything. And I would call her. Like, I got a cell phone when I was like 14. And I would call her before every game. So, and I would say, like, pray for me. And I got, like, the tattoo on my arm. I got, like, what she said. When she passed, I got the tattoo that says, pray for me. And I got, like, a phone beside it.
I love that.
And, like, sometimes before the game, we wasn't supposed to be on our phone. And I, like, sneak to the restroom and, like, Grandma, I'm at the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? She was like, I was like, pray for me. Because I felt like it was 2 times she didn't pray for me. But she prayed for me all the time. It was 2 times, like, out of my whole career while she was alive that I didn't get to talk to her playing a football game. And that, like, I didn't have a good game for some reason. Like, I felt like something was missing. I didn't carry that out to the game. Like she didn't pray for me. Like I didn't talk to her on my playback. But like I noticed kind of like the difference. So like it was one of those things. Like it was like a pregame ritual. Like call my grandmother. You know, a lot of people have different pregame rituals. They listen to certain songs. They do certain stuff on the field. Like I was making sure I was gonna call her. You know, and she would say, you know, I'm always praying for you. Like that's all. It would be a short, quick 15-second combo. Like grandma at the game. She's like, okay, babe. I was like, pray for me, grandma. I gotta go. She's like, you know, I always will. And then I'm like, all right, love you, bye. And like I did that for years and years. And then she got dementia, and like I would call, and she would like not really know, but once I would say like, I'm your grandson that played football, and she would be like, oh, and I'm like, yeah, grandma, pray for me. She was like, you know I do. And she always would say that. And that was one of the things that like stuck with me with playing football. And then over my career, like I had like where I'm from, and a lot of people noticed, like I had a lot of friends that were great athletes. And, you know, life kind of takes everybody there on a different paths, and you know what's meant for you is meant for you. But I was a guy that like always worked hard. Like I stayed in the gym. Like I remember, a lot of people don't know this, but I remember like 7th grade, like we would work out after school, and like I just wanted to be better than everybody. Like it was just that competitive spirit. Like I was like, I need to work out again.
Where do you think that came from?
God. But like another thing happened in my life that made me work harder than I was. Like I was always competitive, but like another thing happened to where like I'm gonna get to that point. But
okay,
because it's really
in that one.
Yeah, so it's really what like made me who I am today. Like, and so when I was in the 7th grade, that's when I first started weightlifting. So I've been like doing weight training. A lot of people don't start until like high school or after high school. But like I'm 7th grade, we working out every day. So like it kind of became one of those things that I like did it for so long. Like I knew so much about it, and I was a smaller guy. So I had to like be stronger. I had to do more than everybody that was like gifted with height and length to like get that competitive edge. So I would like we worked out in like this shack, like an old shack at like outside my middle school, and nobody really never went over there. Like we had to go through a trail in the woods to like get to it. So it was like a back door that nobody really ever went through, and I would stick like a weight in between, like a little 2.5 pound weight and behind the door to like keep it open. And I would come back in, like the light, like no lights was in there. Like we worked out during the day, so we like had light coming in. And I would come back like later in the night and like work out and like use my flashlight on my phone to like lift weights. And I like,
wow.
So I did that. I got so strong, like early, fast, doing that. And I didn't really know what I was doing. Something that's like spirit in me was just like, do this. And I did it. And then like we would do like weightlifting maxes and stuff like that, and like I increased everything by like 60 plus pounds in like 6 weeks, and that's like amazing if you like weightlifting. So I did that, and 7th grade I did great. 8th grade I was doing like I was just on the upcoming, you know, playing really well. My name started getting buzz. Well, my name had buzz around it in Pee Wee, but like it was really like making some noise and stuff like that. And after that, my 9th grade year, one of my friends, my quarterback, he got hurt. So like I'm a wide receiver, kick returner, if people don't know. But my quarterback got hurt, so I had to go play quarterback. So I was 5'4", 9th grade. I couldn't see over the line, so it wasn't too many passes that I was going to throw. So I would just take the ball, hand it off, or scramble. And it was good touching the ball like every single play. Like every play I had the ball in my hand. So we went undefeated that year, and then I got moved up. Let me scoot up. I got moved up to play varsity. So like in my high school, a lot of high schools play varsity from 9th through 12th. But like my 9th grade team had like its own
team. Freshman team, yeah.
Yeah, own freshman team. So after our season, our coach like moved me up to play with the varsity team. But like I didn't really play offense, because we had some great guys that was playing offense, but he put me on special teams. And that's why like special teams was like my bread and butter. Like every time even when I play professional, like I'm a guy on special teams. Like they gonna use me as a returner. And I moved up to this senior team, and we was in the state championship game my 9th grade year, and I wasn't even nervous. Like I was cool. Like I had been practicing with these guys for 3 weeks, and the biggest game of my life at that point. Like I'm in the state championship game. Like this is crazy. And the whole season, like the whole postseason, like we in the playoffs, I didn't get the ball, and they kicked it to me in like the most crucial spot of the like game, and I fumbled the ball. Like I got tackled and I fumbled the ball. And when I tell you, that was probably like the worst thing. It was the best thing now that ever happened to me, but in that moment, it was like the worst thing that I ever experienced. Like that public embarrassment. I didn't even want to go to school. I didn't want to do nothing because like I didn't even play with these guys the whole season, but they knew who I was.
Yeah.
But I didn't play with these guys the whole season, and then it was like, if people want to be honest, that one play wasn't the reason we lost that game. It's a multitude of plays, but it was in the most crucial moment because we had the opportunity to go down and score and win the game. I fumbled, and I was like, yo, like I remember getting back on the bus. Like I remember walking off the field, teammates like cussing at me, like the older guys, like, what was you doing? Like,
yeah.
And I'm like, I was like lost for words. I'm like this is crazy. Like this is really real. And I'm like, you know what? I talked to my coach as soon as we got back. We had a long 2.5-hour bus drive. Like that was the longest drive of my life. Like I was like, man, like this is really like crazy that I did this. And I knew what it meant to these guys. Like it was their last game. It was gonna be the first state championship in our school history. So like I carried that like for motivation. I was like, I told my coach when I got back, I apologized. I was like, I'm sorry. Like I didn't, I wasn't trying to do it. He understands it's the game. It happens. He was like, man, don't worry about it. Like, I understand, blah, blah, blah. And I told him, I was like, you know what? Like, I promise you I'm going to do everything in my power to get us back to this moment, and we're going to win this. We're going to win next time. So the next year went by, I was a sophomore. We didn't go back. Then my junior year, we went back, and I had like a crazy game. And we won the state championship for the first time in our school history. Wow. So, like, that was the most surreal moment. Like, I was, like, crying. I was like, man, like, I really, like, kept my word. But, like, that's when my work ethic, like, really kicked in. The moment that really, like, changed me as a person. I was like, because I had teachers that was, like, treating me a certain way. I had people, like, looking at me a certain way. Like, friends that I thought was friends. It was, like, people I had turned. And I was, like, I really, like, got in like a mode of like I'm gonna show y'all like what I'm about. And I never really talked about this, like what it really, like what that moment still, like I still think about that to this day. Like I went through that, like I can get through like a lot of stuff. So
that junior year championship game, that's what you're referring to? Yeah.
So no, from my freshman year when I fumbled, that's what really turned me into like a monster. Like I was like, when I was doing it back in 7th grade, like hitting the gym, but like when that happened, like I would be up late nights, like working out, like after games, like working out.
Because you were like, I never want to mess up like that again.
I never want to mess up like that again. I never want to be the guy that people look at like man, like you cost us. I want people to look at me like you the reason,
Yeah.
And like I would jog and like put books in like a backpack. And my grandma, not my great grandmother, my other grandma, like I lived with her for a while, and she would like see me walking out the house like shirt off, like workout clothes on, backpack full of books, and I'm like jogging, running up hills. Like I was like crazy. And then like even on a Friday night, I would like not go party. I'd go back home and work out. Like I had a pull-up bar, push-up bar.
Did it ever become unhealthy, do you think? Like, did it ever become an obsession that there wasn't, like it was above everything else and it was almost a little bit dangerous of an obsession?
I would say with how I grew up, I think at that time it was like the safest thing for me to do.
Okay.
Because like I never smoked. I never really drink alcohol. I have a drink now here and there.
Right.
But like in high school and college, like I was like a different person because I had created such a habit of like dedicating and trying to be better than people. Well, like not trying to be better than people, but trying to be
stick out.
Yeah, stick out and have that competitive edge. So like I'm like, these guys doing this, I'm doing this. And not.
One thing about me is that I don't play games unless it's ping pong at Classics Yard. Classics Yard is Springfield's #1 social sport and game center. It is located in the back of Classic Rock Coffee Company headquarters and next door to the Riff. Coffee, sports, music, what more could you want? Located at 1900 West Sunset Street in Springfield, Missouri. Be sure to check them out, play some games, and reserve your event today. Visit www.classicsyard.com.
To where like I was judging these guys,
right.
But like mentally, like when you get that like dude, I work harder than you. You're not gonna beat me. That gave me the edge right there. Like I was willing to go all the way with like whatever, and like that was one of the things. Like if you ask anybody about me, they might, who knows what a person might say about me, but they can't say like I'm not, a hard worker. Like anybody gonna, like if you ever met me, if you ever see me in the gym, like you gonna know like I put in work. So and that's the reason why like I put in work like that, because like that mistake that I made was one of like the best things that happened to me. Like because and I've made more mistakes in my life, but I know like, okay, I made this mistake and it's teaching me something,
Yeah.
So that was one of those things that like one of the reasons why like I took special teams so serious, and I took like my life really changed in that moment of like seeing people's true colors, knowing like people will change on you at any moment depending on what you're putting out.
It's so fascinating how everyone has like some origin story, as to like this is the moment that motivated me for the next 40 years as to
I was 14.
Why.
I was 14 years old, and I was like, but I like at 14 I had seen stuff at 10, 11, 12 that like kind of matured me fast, but it was still like that's what really like that burning fire inside me was like, dude, go hard, like go hard, like prove people like wrong, prove yourself right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like let these people know you deserve to be out there, like, and they see it in the future. And the same people, like it's crazy how it's a full circle. Like those same people to this day, like, man, I love what you're doing. Like,
trying to hit you up.
Yeah. And it's like I get it, but it's also like I don't let a lot of people close to me, so you can say whatever you want to say. Like it's not gonna make me who I am. I already know who I am.
Yeah.
So that was one of those.
So then how did you get to Missouri State?
Oh man, I got a lot of stories. This podcast is crazy. But no, so my junior year I had bigger schools looking at me, but they just only see me on film. They didn't really see me in person. So I had a lot of schools come to see me in person. And, I was a shorter guy, blah, 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 whatever. Who cares? But I only had I had 2 offers. I had Louisiana Monroe, and then I had Missouri State. But I was talking to like Ole Miss, Tennessee, Arkansas. I was talking to these schools.
What was your first choice if you had?
Oklahoma State. I went to Oklahoma State. And what's
the reasoning behind that?
I don't like, now that I think back on it, I don't even have a reason. I think I just like the colors. Like I was like, man, I like Oklahoma State. And then like, it was, I don't really know.
Yeah.
I just wanted to go to Oklahoma State for some strange reason. And I like Florida too, because I like Tim Tebow and Percy Harvin. So it was like those two. But like I really had a reason for Florida. And I went to Ole Miss camps. I like did great at all these camps, but they didn't talk to me no more. And then like I had got an official offer. Like it's like a day in August that all schools send out official offers, and I got an official offer from a school that I didn't know about. And like I come to a school one day and it's a letter in my locker, and I'm like Central, like it was South Florida, and I was like, I've never talked to the coach, but my name was spelled. It was like my offer. And I talked to my head coach. He was like, I never talked to anybody from there. And then he was like, I talked to a coach from Harvard. Would you go to Harvard? And I was like, because I had a high GPA, but I was like, no, I'm not going to Harvard. Like I didn't like, between me and you, I did not like school. So like I wasn't finna go to Harvard.
I don't really like it either. So.
Yeah, I wasn't finna go to Harvard. Like look at me at Harvard. Like no, like I'm not that type. I got some friends just that helped me in high school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like they go to Harvard, not me. So you know how that go. But so I was like, no, I'm not going to Harvard. Like straight up, like you can go ahead and like tell them no. Like I ain't. So, but now that I look back on it, I'm like, damn, like I could have been like. I went to Harvard, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like I probably wouldn't have enjoyed it. But so I got the South Florida offer, and I'm like, yo, what? But like my type of personality trait. Like I get to the bottom of stuff. Like I go to like however we got to get to it. Like I'm going. So this is when Twitter like first jumped off. So I jump on Twitter, I Google all the coaches' names, I type them in, I find them. I'm sending them pictures of the letter. Like, yo, who is the coach? Like, who do I need to talk to? Like, y'all said y'all offer me. So the guy messages me back and like, he was like, man, I'm sorry, this is gonna sound crazy, but we offered a guy with the same name as you. And I was like, how do you offer somebody with the same name as me, my address, send me the mail, and then say it wasn't for me?
Yeah, man.
So that was like
that's rude.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm like, yo, like I'm telling my friends, like, yeah, I got an offer from South Florida, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then like I never talked to nobody. But I got the letter, I done posted the letter, showing them South Florida, like, you know. And I talked to the coach, and then he was like, but send me your highlight tape, blah, blah, blah. So I sends him my tape. And then he was like, sends it to like a guy at Boise State. And then like they see me and they talking like, man, we really like you. But I never heard nothing back. So I had a counselor, her nephew was a coach at Missouri State. And I'm kind of telling her, and she was like, well, my nephew, you know, blah, blah. He probably give you. So he hit me up and I set up a visit. And I came up here and I actually like loved it. But that was like my second visit. I liked it more than Louisiana Monroe. And I was like, man, I love it. And then I had friends, like my friends now, we was all on the visit together, and it was just like we was just vibing, like it was good. And I was like, this felt like home. So I came here, and I really don't regret like anything. Like even when I played at Missouri State, we weren't that good, but it taught me a lot of lessons, you know. And I had a great career at Missouri State. Like I finished 4th in program history with all-purpose yards. I was number 1 in like the conference history for like return yards and like return touchdowns. So like not just at Missouri State number 1, but like every other school that was in our conference, I like had the most yards at that. So that was a blessing. But like remind you like what I did in the 9th grade, like I carried that like special teams kick return stuff. Like I took it to another level. So every time I was in a game, I was trying to score touchdowns and like be known for like being a dangerous returner. And I think I left that legacy.
That's awesome. You're Missouri State, and now we look at your life now, and you're a Missouri State alum. You are a personal trainer, and you've also done work with the XFL. So do you want to dive into kind of how football has looked in your life post Missouri State and how you got plugged in with that? Oh,
that's another story. So Missouri State senior year, I break my foot. So I got to get surgery. I get surgery, and I'm preparing for a pro day that's in 3 months. So I get surgery. My pro day is coming up. I can't train for my pro day at all. Like I can't even run on my foot. And even when it healed, I still was like in the process of like putting pressure on it. So I get to my pro day. I don't run as fast as I normally run. Don't jump high. Don't run. Like I really didn't do what I knew I was capable of, but I still showed up. After my pro day, I go back to the doctor. My foot's still fractured. So I'm like man, like it's holding me up. So I don't hear from teams. Like I heard from a few teams when I was like coming out, and my coaches was telling me like such and such came to look at you, such and such came to talk to you, like NFL teams. And this had been a lifelong dream, but like that was a depressing moment in my life where I felt like I had did everything in my power, and I know like I'm a guy that's gonna kill combines. I'm gonna put up some of the best numbers every time, and I wasn't able to do that. And at the time I knew it would affect me, but I was like, you know, like they know what I'm capable of, and it's millions of people trying to get in the NFL. So they was like, oh, he didn't run fast enough, like, and he come from a small school, like we not gonna take a chance on him. So I didn't get the opportunity, and I started working a construction job, and like that was crazy. I knew nothing about construction. I just like met an old teammate one day at the gas station, and I'm like, yo, I need a job. Like I'm sitting here waiting on these teams to call me. Ain't nobody calling. I gotta do something. I gotta get some money. So he was like, I got a job. Where you come Monday, like you come. I'll talk to my boss. So he needed a job done on that Sunday. So I started on the Sunday. I'm like, yeah, like I'll pull up like right now. So I did the construction, and I was working 5 a.m. till like 6, 7 at night. Some nights, just depending on the day. As soon as I get off work, I'll go to the gym, and I did that for months. And then I had put a box, like I went to a gym one night. A lot of my friends know this story. They're probably going to watch the podcast. I went to a gym one night after work, and I was just like doing upper body. And I was like, man, I need to, kind of do something else with my legs. So I started doing box jumps. And the owner of the gym saw me jumping on the box. It was kind of high, but it was high to him. It was just like me just doing a few reps, and he was like, "Man, can I record you doing this? Like, this is crazy." And I was like, I was kind of in that mode of like, I didn't even like want to talk to people because every time every time I talk to people like, "What you on now? Like, what you got going next?"
And you didn't know.
I didn't know, and then I didn't want to say, I'm just working a construction job, because that wasn't my purpose. Like I feel like I was meant for more, and that's okay. Like feeling like you meant for more. I knew I was meant for more.
Yeah.
Waking up every day, going to that job didn't sit right with my spirit at all. It just paid the bills, and I was not happy going to work. Like I made the most of it, like joking around, playing, like talking to my Latino friends, like they, just messing around, like trying to learn Spanish at work, like just doing stuff like bullcrap. So I was like, man, this ain't me. But I didn't know, like I really didn't know. So I jumped on the box. Like finally let the guy record, because I was like just like mad at the world, kind of like I don't want to talk to nobody right now.
Yeah.
So I let him record me finally, because my homie Trey, he was like, dude, just let him record. Like it ain't that serious. So he recorded, then we stacked the boxes up to like 65 inches. And like I jump on it, and it was like a world record or something at that point.
Wow, he's like some slight. I don't really know.
Like,
I
didn't
don't really know.
So look, I had the video on my phone. For a few days, and like I wasn't even on social media. I didn't want to be like, I just stayed away from that stuff. And I was like, man, I'm gonna post this on my story. And like I had like the most story replies ever in like 2 minutes. Like everybody, like almost everybody that looked at it responded to it. Like, this is crazy. Like, how did you like this? Wow. So like, I was like, man, I need to post this on my page. So I posted on my page, and I was like telling people like, yo, tag Bleacher Report, like tag highlight. So they actually messaged me the next morning. I'm in the barbershop getting a haircut. Like,
Bleacher Report did?
Yeah. So I'm in the barbershop getting a haircut, and I see like a notification from Bleacher Report. So I'm like, yo, like I remember showing my barber. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So it wasn't even 12 hours, and they was like, can we, like, when they messaged you, like, do we have permission to use the video?
Yeah. And
I was like, yeah, for sure. Like, yes. So the video ended up getting millions of views, like that same time period day. And a coach from, like, it was like a league just like the XFL. It was called the Alliance of American Football League. It was like right before the XFL. So it's spring football, but like we actually like got paid very well.
So what year is this?
This is 2019.
Okay.
So this is when my professional career started. So it's 2019. I'm just like, man, you know what? Like, this is actually crazy. Like, all the work that I put in all these years, it meant a lot because I was prepared for anything, but it wasn't ultimately what started my career. It was just like, because the box jump is what caught their attention, not the touchdowns, not the, the stuff that I do on a daily. It was like something random. And the coach like was like, yo, you know what? Like, can we fly you out? Like, why? Like, not can you fly you out? They was like, can you come fly out for a workout? And I was like, at this point, I had barely had some money. Like, I was like, man, like, this flight $600, the hotel, the rental car, like, I made it happen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I made it happen.
We let a flight stop me from my dreams.
I was like, look, I made it happen. I probably had $50 when I came back, but I was like, I went. But so I get to. So with these leagues, what a lot of people don't know, well, if you don't really know, like a lot of NFL players play in these, like ex-NFL players or like guys that just got like released, and the release is like getting laid off from work, and like you never know when you're gonna go back. Or some people just never go back. So that's like basically what like being released or cut from a roster. Like you get cut, you might as well like look for somewhere else to go. So
is that what the XFL is? Like, can you briefly explain?
Oh yeah, so the XFL is basically like, most people know the majors and minors of like baseball. So you can compare it like there's like a feeder league, but it's its own league. Like they play on ESPN, ABC. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, is the owner now, but it's like a well-paid, like it's real serious. Like it's not like a semi-pro. Like people like, you play semi-pro. Like it's actually real professional football. And the rules are a little bit different just because they try to be innovative, and like they're really like testing stuff that the NFL may use in the future. And that's what a lot of people don't like.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's real cool. But what a lot of people don't know is every year that league is over 25 to 30% of the players get NFL opportunities. So the NFL is 32 teams. It's over 1,600 players in the NFL. And our league is 400. And so the people who don't make it to the NFL try to, like all the people who don't make it to the NFL, they either try to go to Canada or they try to go to the XFL. So just think about all the people that don't make it. They trying to get somewhere to get back, and they only got 8 teams, and it's only 50 players on each team. So that's 400 players, and it's kind of the same kind of like the chances of getting on a team is still hard because only 1% of people make it to the NFL, less than that. So then the other 99% that don't make it trying to get into this one, and it's way less roster spots, way less teams, so it's only 8 teams. So now the chances go down even more of like being a professional athlete. So it's really a blessing that they came out with these leagues, because 5 years ago, you don't make it to the NFL, or Canada, because Canada football is real serious too, but they only take 6 Americans on the team, you know. So like it's probably more than I'm not really looked into it, but
So I mean, I'm very uneducated when it comes to the XFL. So like, where are the fields you're playing at? You know, do they have stadium type things?
So the St. Louis team, for example, plays at the old Rams Stadium, and
so what team did you play on?
I played in Washington D.C.
Okay,
and we played at the D.C. United field out there, and that's like the soccer field for. So our games would sell out to like $20K a game. The St. Louis team has the best attendance because St. Louis fans, like, they love football for real. And every game in St. Louis, like, they had like 38. They averaged like 38K fans a game, and like the whole arena would be like crazy full. And the fans, like, it's like on the next couple of years, XFL will be huge. It's already huge, but like it'll be something that people understand. You know.
Are you still in the XFL right now?
So. Let me just kind of get. No. Let me I gotta finish telling the story about the.
There you go. How
I started.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get to that. I know I don't really like leaving details out because I think everything is important. You know. So, I jump on the bus, fly out to the team, blah blah blah. So as I get there, I see all these guys with like the Dallas Cowboys stuff on, Arizona Cardinals stuff on. Because they just left like training camp and stuff, so they probably didn't make the team, so they trying to make another team. So I'm like, yo, like this real serious, because this is my first time taking it. Like, but the type of person I am, I show up early, I stay late. I made it to the field first, nobody was there but me. So like I'm just like, that's what kind of drives me. Like I gotta do more. Like I always gotta do more. If it's earlier, later, like I feel better when I do more than I feel like everybody. And it's not me comparing myself, but I'm like, this is what works for me. Like if I show up when everybody else show up, I'm not gonna perform my best. If I do the same workout that everybody else gonna do, I'm not separating myself. So I show up early, and it's like 80 guys, and then like they only signed 2 guys out of the 80, and the 2 guys were the first 2 people there. It was me and a guy that didn't even get invited. Like, they didn't even invite him. He just knew the show. He, like, knew it was going to be there.
Oh, my gosh.
And he walked up asking me questions, and I'm like, yo. He was like, man, I don't even supposed to be here. I just know it's, like, he was like, I play on another team out here, but I know, like, it was like an indoor team. And he was arena football. And he was like, yo, I'm trying to, I'm just going to show up and work out. But, I was kind of judging him because, like, I was looking at his outfit, and he just was like, just an older cat, just like didn't really look like he was like that, and he was really like that. Like he was the real deal. Like me and him was like the better 2 there, and I was like, yo. So they signed us to like late December, like the day after I graduated. Well, 2 days after I graduated, I got signed, and I was like, yo, this is wild. So I get to like training camp, and I walk in, and I see the guy sitting over there, and I'm like, yo, like they signed you. He was like, bro, it was crazy. Like I talked to them. They knew I wasn't supposed to be there, but they said I was like, you know, what they was kind of looking for. And I was like, you know, I just go to say, like, sometimes you just got to take that chance.
Yeah.
Like sometimes he took a risk. Like he betted on himself, not supposed to be there, but he knew what was going on. And he was like, and he made it. And he became a starter on that team. And he didn't really go further after that, but like it was kind of hard to like go to the NFL at that time. But me and him kind of made it like that. And then I got released, so I got cut. They sent me home. That's the harsh thing about professional sports, is like you never know when your last day is. Like, they will send you home and say, you know, we enjoyed your time, we love you, and then they never talk to you again. And then, like, it's cutthroat. Like, you know, I don't have.
It's like dating.
Like they cut you off, break you up, block you, never talk to you again. Yeah. How you gonna make it back? And that was one of the things that happened to me.
So the XFL did that?
No, the AAF. It was called the Alliance of, like, right. It was the same. So the Alliance of American Football actually paid more than the XFL. But then the league folded because they was giving us so much money, and they couldn't sustain that throughout the end. Like, so they went kind of bankrupt. That's what happened.
Gotcha.
So I played 8 games, and then, like, it was done. So I'm like, yo, like, what am I gonna do? And then the XFL came up, and that's when I went to a tryout for the XFL, but and I did great. Like, I killed that. And it was because, like, one of my old coaches I played on the team in Arizona, he vouched for me. Because, like, a lot of people have agents, and the agents, like, speak for them. I never had an agent. And that's why I'm like, I don't worry too much, because God always, like, was the one that kind of just guided me. Like, to be a professional athlete with no agent is kind of tough. Like, it don't really happen, you know? And I'm not saying nothing wrong with an agent, but, like, I just wasn't fortunate enough to have a guy vouch for me like that. But I was the guy that showed up, and I was going, like, agent or not, I was going to show you, like, speak for myself. So I was very persistent with, like, messaging coaches, sending my tape, recording everything. And that's one thing that I do. Like, I use social media to my advantage. If I'm working out, I'm going to show you the workout. And then, like I jumped on the box. I posted a box, and it's what kind of got my career going. And I marketed myself, and that was one of the things that helped me. And then, like, I got released in Arizona, and they sent me home for 2 weeks. You talking about sick, like, couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. Like, I'm like, yo, like, this is my first stint. Like, what am I gonna do now? Like, I was just working construction. Like, I'm not trying to go back to that. So I'm chilling. I was in Fayetteville, Arkansas, just chilling with a friend, and I wake up, and I had a dream that night. Like, this was not a made-up story. I know people get on podcasts and be lying. Like, this is dead serious. Like, no lie. Like, I had a dream that I was in the locker room talking to some teammates, and then I woke up that morning, and I had a message from the general manager. Like, he was like, "We need you back on the team."
And what team is this?
This was in Arizona.
For the XFL?
No, it's called the AAF.
AAF. I could get that.
You
I'm
love
all
the
twisted.
XFL. You love the XFL. So,
no.
So I'm. Long story short, I wake up, and he was like, "Yo, we need you back, like, today. Like,
Wow.
we gonna book. We already booked. What's the nearest airport? Book your flight." So I'm booking it back to Springfield because I don't have nothing packed. Like, it's caught me off guard. So I speed crazy like, I'm going 90 to 100 through Fayetteville, like, getting back to Springfield. And because it was like 11, I had to be, my flight was at 4. So I had like 2 hours to get home, pack, get to the airport. Made it, flew out that Wednesday, practiced that Thursday morning, flew to Utah that Friday, played that Saturday. And I was like player of the game type deal. Like, that night. So I was just at home Tuesday, then I played a game Saturday, and I was like player of the game. Like, I had a great game. And it was kind of so on from there. Then I went to XFL, blah, blah, blah. Then COVID happens, and the XFL shuts down. So I'm like, what am I going to do? So that's kind of like when I just kind of trained, kind of let COVID do its thing. Then I kind of got into fashion real heavy and stuff like that. And I was kind of buying, reselling kind of stuff. I was making some good money off that. And then just recently, I was personal training a couple months ago. But I went through a phase in my life where, like, I think he was like kind of going to ask me that question. I kind of went through that down phase like last year. Like, I was like, man, like, am I really done playing ball? Like, who am I? Like, I always said, like, I'm more than this.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm more than a football player, like, and I still had football. But then when I lost football, I was like, who am I for real? Like, without this. And that's when my relationship with God really got stronger, because I used to have some bad thoughts and some tough nights where I'm like, yo, like, this is when the people checked on me. This is when people wanted to hang out with me when I was playing ball. This is when everybody was like, I know Deion Holliman, you know what I'm saying? But nobody was there checking on me when I wasn't playing or reaching out to me. So that was really like opened up my eyes to a lot of stuff, and I'm thankful for that because, and I get it, like people supported me, but like I didn't want that to be like, that's the only thing, the harsh thing about chasing dreams and being successful at a certain point in your life at something, because you never know who flocks to you just for that. You know, it's easy for people to put up a fake, you know, smile and laugh just in case. Like a lot of people hang around just in case you make it, you know, just in case you do something well. They want to say they knew you, or they hung out with you, or they used to go to dinner with you, or like, Deion was my homie, I used to do this with him, but like, where was you at when I wasn't doing nothing like that? It's the toughest things where I was like, man, like, who really loved me for me without that? And I still struggle with that because I'm the type of guy, I'm always trying to accomplish something. I'm always chasing like I don't really set goals, if that makes, like, it's gonna sound crazy, but like if I put my mind on something, I just work as hard as I can at it and let the results be the results. So like I want certain things to happen in my life, but I want to work for it and like not limit myself because something better might come along. And that's one of the things, like when I was in high school and when I was in college, I didn't really set goals in a sense. Like I just was like, my only goal was to work hard every day, and everything else took, you know, it took like the results were the results, and like that was just that. And I was okay with it, because if I set a goal and I like get there or don't get there, then I can like let myself down. But in the back of my head, if I was like, I worked hard and it just didn't work out, it was meant to be that way. And I ain't saying that's the best advice. Like, this is how I carry myself. Like, I don't limit myself. Like, yes, of course, in the back of my mind, I kind of have things that I want to do, but I don't sit there and be like, I got to do this, and then like kind of regret, like question, where did I go wrong, or what did I do? Like, yeah, I look back on stuff, but I'm like, yo, like I worked hard. Like I like everything that I got, I feel like I earned it. And I'm okay with that. Like, could have did more? Maybe. But at that time, what I thought was right and what I thought was hard work, I was working towards that, and I was okay with the results. So that was one of the things kind of like.
So now, you know, Deion, like, what is your dream now?
My dream now is to, like, I skipped the part about me. So I started personal training the last couple of months. And I trained some guys that like are professional athletes, and I train a guy right now that's in the XFL on the St. Louis team. And those guys, like, I love training those guys because I have to demonstrate and show them like what it's like to be like, I'm really not just a trainer, I'm a mentor to those guys too, because I've been places that they're trying to go, and I let them know like, yo, this is what you can expect. I didn't have that. I didn't have a guy that I could talk to.
You're paving the way.
And I feel like, you know, we go through what we go through not just for our own selfish reasons. It's to help somebody else, in the good or the bad. Like, you're going to experience things in life that's bad, but I guarantee you, if you keep living, you're going to meet somebody that's going to go through that, and you're going to be able to help them. And you're going to do something good, and you're going to meet somebody that's going to go through something that you're going to be able to relate. And you're gonna be able to help
that's
them.
good.
So I'm more of a guy, like, I love like helping my friends. I love like helping strangers. Like I get a real good feeling from like being able and being blessed to like help people. And that's what, like, you know, anything, like whatever you need, I'm that friend that like, you can hit me up, I'm gonna come do it. And a lot of people don't know, like, a lot of people truly don't know me. You know, they know somebody that know me that might have been jealous or had a bad experience with me. So like, a lot of people don't know like what I really stand on. And I don't, you know, like, I really stand on being a good person when I can. Yes, I ain't perfect. Yeah, I done been in relationships or had friendships where I probably, you know, did something a person don't like, but, you know, I've grown and I've learned, like, you know, I am who I am. I made the mistakes I made, and I learned from them. So that's one of the things, like, that's what I want to do. Like, my dream now is to like inspire everybody and not just do stuff for my own selfish, you know, good. And I know that we put here to be stewards. Like, we put here to help people. And if me being, you know, a football player and that's how God uses me to inspire people, I'm okay with that. If he just used me at the gym to touch a life every other day, like, I'm okay with that. And to be honest, like, me training now, I get the same feeling from like accomplishing.
That's awesome.
You know, it's even a better feeling. Like, I don't know, like, I wake up, I look forward to going to help somebody. And my clients love it. Like, they come back, like, and the best part is when they get a compliment or they accomplish something and they're like, yo, like, you told me like this was gonna happen, or like, you told me if I did this, then this was gonna happen, and it actually worked. And it's a good feeling having people trust you like that.
Yeah.
And to relate to people like that. And like, if I changed one person's life, I did my job. So
that's awesome, Deion.
that's one of the things I really enjoy about it. But yes, I skipped another, like, I keep talking about other.
No, you can't.
But no, so my clients were the ones that inspired me to go back. Like, they would come to the gym like, yo, why you not trying to play football no more? And a part of me was like, yo, like, I love doing this. Like, I want you to, you know, kind of do that. And they was like, nah, bro, like, you still got it. Like, because I would demonstrate drills to them and demonstrate stuff to them, and they would be like, you know, bro, this is crazy. Like, ain't no way you're not playing. Or like, ain't no way you're not. And I would still be doing this type of, you know, training. And I knew a trainer that trained like probably half of the NFL. And he hit me up on my story, and he was like he called a lot of guys nephew. He was like, nephew, you not trying no more? And I was like, you know, like, nobody gave me a chance, because I was supposed to go back and play last year. And I was like, nobody called me, nobody came. And he was like, you know, God ain't done with you. And then that was like right before I started training people heavy. And then my clients was like, yo, like, you should try again. So they had tryouts again, and I like signed up, and you got to get accepted to go to the tryouts.
Yeah.
So I signed up, went to the tryouts, and I was training. Like, it's a difference between training for football and just working out on a daily. Like, it's a night and day difference. So I signed up, and I gave myself 6 weeks. I looked at the dates. I was like, okay, I have exactly 6 weeks to get prepared. So I was like, that's more than enough time for me. So I was, man, it was tough though. Like, to put myself back in that space mentally to train. And then at that time, my clientele had picked up. Like, I was training people at 6 a.m. I get a break at 12 to 2, go right back from 3 to 8, train a group at 8, and then I have to be in the gym at 9 to like 10. And then I was paying a guy to come throw the football to me. So I'm getting home at 11.
Wow.
Like, and I'm like, yo, like, I'm tired, but I can't show my clients that. Like, every time they come, I gotta be like locked in, you know. They pay me for results. And I'm like, yo, I can't. And I'm not, and like, you was gonna ask me what my favorite quote is, and like, my favorite quote is like, how you do anything is how you do everything. So I was like, I can't do this because I'm do something else. I can't like, I don't want to sell people short, because I'm ultimately selling myself short, and I create bad habits like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, I was like, to look back on it, I was dead dog tired every day. But like, I was still pushing. Like, mentally, I was like, I got to do this. Then I went to the showcase in Phoenix 3 weeks ago, and I was one of the top guys there. And like, I kind of shocked myself. Like, I told my friends, I was like, bro, I was shocked. And they was like, bro, what are you shocked for? It was like, you do this. Like, this is what you do. And I ain't gonna say I thought I lost it, but like, I didn't know I was still at that level. Like, I knew, but like, to put up like some of the best numbers for then guys that been like trained every day, I was like that was God kind of guiding me, like, yo, this is where you need to be. So I made it through that showcase, and then they had a big combine in Dallas. So it was like over 1,500 to 2,000 people trying to get into, like, that got into showcases, and then they only picked 200 guys to go to Dallas. And that's where I met the Rocket. Like, he was like the owner, he was there. So we did some testing numbers there. So like, right now it's a waiting game, but like, every day, like, I look forward to going back to the gym, training my people, because I think the draft is like October.
So you're still waiting right now?
Yeah,
you're still in this process?
Yeah,
that's
I'm still
awesome.
waiting. So the draft is probably like November. I don't know what they said, but like, so I'm just waiting right now, and kind of, I'm really like at peace with it. Like, if God want me to play there, I'm gonna go back. But it took a lot of work on myself to know, like, I can be good and like great and fulfilled without playing football.
Yeah.
You know, so I know one day it's gotta end. Like, I can't play until I'm 50. Like, it don't work like that. You know? Tom Brady probably the only person that can go that far. But it's a good feeling to know, like, I'm kind of changing lives right now. And it's really like God just using me, because I always knew what worked for me. And now that I like study, I still, you know, kind of you can never know too much about fitness. So I study, I still read a lot, look up a lot of stuff about like, you know, how to help, you know, to help my business grow. And it's kind of like great to like see that I knew what I was talking about.
Yeah.
But it's like something new. Like I've been playing football for years and years and years. I could teach you that all day, but like the other side of like the gym is like one of my strong sides too. But to know that what I'm teaching works and other people are getting results is like a great feeling.
Yeah. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing all of that. We have a few girly pop questions, and then we're coming to a close here soon.
Okay. You think this was a boring podcast?
No.
I feel like. I mean, I'm cool. What? No. I'm saying like, I feel like people be on podcasts joking around and playing. You know what I'm saying? A lot.
Yeah,
and
but
I'm on a podcast being for real. You know, like telling a story.
Yeah, but I think being for real is important. You know, and I mean, this is.
But like a lot of people know, like, well, I ain't gonna say a lot of people. Most people like look at me and like feel like I'm intimidating or like I'm always serious. But like I like to play a lot. You know, I like to like 90% of the time I'm joking, but sometimes I'm like when I'm talking, like I kind of get serious. But then like outside, like when I get comfortable, like it's one of them things where like I'm just like playing around all day and it kind of like,
right. But we're talking about, you know, I mean, it's like serious things. You know, if you were asking me that. Why'd you start your podcast? You know, that's going to get serious, you know? And so it's, you know, that's talking about like your deep motivation and what sets you apart in a hustle. I mean, those are things that are serious. So, I
kind of skipped the part of like, oh, you was going to ask me, not before the girly pop questions, like my younger self, like the quiz. Don't skip those questions.
Wait. These are my questions.
No, I'm saying you told me you was gonna ask me.
I know, but you can't answer it until I ask you.
I thought you. Oh, the girly pop questions are before that. Okay. I was like, I gotta lead the people with something.
No,
good.
I may not have to run through the questions now with people.
No. I'm saying like, I remember you saying you was
I know.
girly pop, and then
right.
Okay.
So let's just get into the girly pop. Really fast in the girly pop because you guys know how I do. I love serious stuff. Like I love getting deep with it, but also I think it's so funny to have someone, you know, like not like you in particular, but especially me in like my line of work. I have to remind myself like people are people, no matter how high of a CEO they are.
Yeah, for sure.
We still all have to go to the bathroom. We still all have to go to bed. Like we all throw up at one point in our life. Like we're all humans.
Yeah.
So. We love to asking girly pop questions to every single person who comes on here. So, one, like, who's your favorite musical artist?
My favorite musical artist.
Yeah. Like, who, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't have to be
I gotta go through phases.
Right.
Of my life. And.
So, right now, like in this, because I get you. Like, I'm like very like, whoa, pick a genre, pick a year, you know, but like in this current season of your life, like which artist is getting the highest on Apple or Spotify?
Man, because part of me trying to stop listening to secular music, but it's hard because I grew up on it. Like, I'm a music head. Like, as soon as I wake up, music. Like, in the gym, music all day. As soon as I get in my car, music. Like, so I like Future. Like, I really like Future, and he
kind of toxic.
He toxic. He toxic. I don't stand like I used to.
Yeah.
I kind of changed that image of myself. Like I used to be all about that. You know what I'm saying? Like I was turn the future on, and I still do. But I kind of like I'm in control of my own thoughts. You know what I'm saying? But it's still a vibe. Like I still like.
Right. There's a balance. There is a balance.
It's a balance. So, and then I like Rod Wave a lot. Like a lot of people don't like Rod Wave because they say he be on some sad stuff. But like he motivates.
Sometimes we're sad.
Nah, I know. And then like on that phase of my life where I was going through some stuff, I was kind of relating because he was like, he talked a lot about stories about. I'm like, dang, who hurt Rod Wave? You know what I'm saying? And
it's always the ones you never see coming.
Yeah. So I'm like, dang, who hurt him? And then I'll be like, dang, who really hurt me? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, why am I like related to this song so much? Like all his songs. But it was one of them things where like it kind of put me in a good like.
Yeah.
I have stopped listening to him when I'm having like great days. When I'm having,
because it kills the vibe.
Yeah, I'm like, oh man, like I cannot let this. Like, but on them days where I'm just like, kind of need some extra motivation, kind of like want to tap back into like not my old self, but like sometimes I gotta think about old stuff to kind of get me going.
Yeah.
To like remind myself like I don't want to be there no more. So I kind of listen to him, I vibe out, and then I'm like, okay, I'm really like locked back in. Like,
yeah.
Let me get myself back together. Then Future just on like some good uppity spirit, like,
yeah.
You know, never know what he gonna say, but
that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Him, I like a lot of underground artists too. But those are the guys that I really like.
Okay.
Yeah.
And obviously, you talked about too, you know, your fashion and stepping into your style. So where do you shop the most at? Or, you know, what is your favorite brand or something like that?
I was really spending a lot of money on Supreme.
Okay.
I spent a lot of money on Supreme.
You still a Supreme?
Yeah, but so I'm the type, like, people really don't know. I don't really shop in advance. Like, I like to shop for the occasion. So, like, I'll go spend some money on that day. Like, if I'm finna go out that night, I'm gonna get it that day. Probably not even wear it again. Like, that I ain't even bragging about that. But, like, I kind of look back at my stuff and I'm like, yo, I wore this once, like 2 years ago. Like,
yeah,
I spent $150 on this shirt. Like, I'm tripping. And that kind of slowed down a lot, you know. And like that's when I was like going to different cities a lot, like just spending money doing that. But like now I just kind of chill. And I'm more of a, like, I like to go a little bit more casual now. Like I like the street vibe. Like that's cool. But like you can never go wrong with like dressing casual. But I like sneakers. I don't really like dress shoes a lot. But
so how do you put your outfits together? Like all of us girly pops, for the most part, you know, we copy celebrities, we go on Pinterest, we get our own motivation.
I ain't copying celebrities, or I ain't going on. I don't even got a Pinterest.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So where's the inspo coming from?
It's really like I just got a vision. Like my mom used to like always match and blah blah blah. So like I always kind of like put colors together. And then like as I got older, I was more so like trying to like, okay, what colors complement each other, like, and that's kind of what I go off of. But I put my outfits together based off my shoes. Like,
yeah, I get that.
I'd rather be like, okay, what shoes do I want to wear? Like, that's why I said, like, I shop on the day because I'm like, okay, I want to wear these. So let me go find something. And I really kind of be getting lucky. Like, I always kind of find something that kind of flows. I haven't really got into the side of fashion to where, like, I wear something red with something blue, or like I kind of like keep it kind of like cohesive, and you know some of that stuff, and I kind of try to like wear clothes that kind of flow with my complexion. You know what I'm saying? And
that's color theory.
Yeah. So I also like colors though. Like I don't care about wearing a piece that like stands out, but I had to grow away from that because I used to be like, I'm gonna say I wasn't as confident, and that's what I would tell a lot of people. Like, if you see yourself in it, you gotta wear it like you see yourself in it. You can't really just be.
You can't be questioned about.
You can't be
like these pants I'm wearing. They're very out there. But if I'm like, oh my gosh, I wonder if they're really weird, then they're gonna
be weird.
They're weird.
You ain't gonna wear them.
You gotta wear them with confidence, or don't wear them at all.
Yeah. So like I tell a lot of my homies, like, yo, like you gotta switch it up, like. That graphic tee and that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
the Vans.
Yeah, you gotta switch it up a little bit. Like, you can't be wearing, like, you gotta believe you can wear this. Or like, some people, like, I don't look good in these colors. Like, I don't like these colors. But they never even wear the colors. They just don't like the color, period. And I'm like, sometimes it might be, you know, good to switch it up and, you know, kind of good. And I don't go crazy. Like I'm still like I'm in a phase right now where I'm trying to change something up. And I think I'm about to change my the shoes. I think I'm about to change the shoes.
Okay.
And like I'm about to go more like and it's a trend right now too. So like I am kind of following like the trend, like the A6 type slash like Balenciaga type look. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably because I got a million pair of Dunks, and then everybody wearing Dunks.
Yeah.
I mean, you can, like, one of my favorite all-time shoes is a fresh pair of all-white Forces. I know yours ain't all-white fresh.
I don't need to disrespect me.
Yeah, they ain't all-the-way fresh, but, like...
Yeah, these are some vintage...
It fits your aesthetic, though. Like, it's smooth.
They used to be all-white.
I never wear a dirty pair of all-white Forces. Like, I never wear it. Like, I just
I know. I get this respect from a lot of my guy friends saying
it's you, though. It's you. It's you. It's cool. It's not my type of, you know, like I probably buy 3 or 4 pair of all-white Forces a year, and like the pair that I don't even wear don't look bad. I just like I would rather like keep a fresh pair.
Right.
So then I start like washing my car and the other pair, and then I'm doing other like miscellaneous stuff in them, and then I'm like, cool, like whatever, I need a new pair. So I shopped that, but like I'm trying to switch something up. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet.
Yeah.
Like what I'm gonna really go with, because I don't really want to go with the trend, but I like it, you know.
Yeah. Well,
So,
you gotta keep us posted on.
yeah, I throw a fit pic on Instagram every 2 or 3 months. So
yeah. Well, we are coming to a close here, but last few questions: relationship status. Springfield's kind of weird.
it's weird. Ain't nobody out here.
Yeah.
So my relationships, that I don't have a girlfriend. I can say that. I kind of text like here and there, get to know people, but I've kind of gotten real picky about like what I want. And I didn't really see a healthy relationship growing up. So like I'm still learning as I go. Like I definitely got to.
Because how old are you two?
27.
27.
Yeah. So I'm not making no excuses either, but like I'm still learning as I go.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm
as are all of us.
Yeah.
So.
I'm focused on so much other stuff. Like it's kind of hard to put another person's feelings and emotions in the way of what I'm looking at, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or where I'm trying to go, because I'll be at peace. Like, yeah, I get lonely sometimes, but like I be at peace, like,
yeah,
because I talk to a few people and they like, man, my girl just made me, or like, and I'm like, I don't gotta worry about that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or like, it's easy to let somebody else, you know, kind of emotions kind of rub off on you. So like, I could be having a good day, and if a female that I'm texting or something come at me with some negativity, I don't have to respond. Like, I'm not obligated to, like,
right.
And I'm not saying nothing wrong with a relationship. That's just the mentality that I've been in, and I know I'll find somebody. Like, I'm not opposed to being in a relationship,
right?
But like,
you don't need it.
I don't need it. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to feel like I need to depend on somebody else for something. Like, that's what I got God for. Like,
yeah,
I don't want, like, yes, an addition to my life would be great. Like, I want to travel. I want to do these things with like somebody. Like, I used to travel by myself a lot. You know what I'm saying? And it was cool. Like, I'm always been like that type of person. Like,
right.
I'm cool. Like, I go anywhere by myself and like always like vibe out. But I kind of chilled out on that because I'm like, I want to experience this stuff with another person. But, you know, I'm not even a complex guy. Like, I don't ask for much. But, like, it's, like, I just feel like giving up my time is so valuable.
I completely understand.
And I understand, like, yes, I might have to take that chance with a person and then, like, live and learn. But, like, I don't really want to waste that time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really playing it safe. Like, yo, like, okay, we text, blah, blah, whatever. But then I'm like, I'm cool. Because, like, I don't like the negativity. Like, I can't, like, yeah, I don't want anybody that's perfect, but I need somebody that kind of like speaks life into me, builds me up, teach me something. Like, you gotta bring something, you know, that's valuable other than just like what 90% of people look for in a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, I want a lady that looks good, but I want to see what your mental like. You know,
right? I
want to see where you know, you gotta be chasing God. You gotta be going towards God too, because I've talked to women that wasn't really like, I wouldn't say they don't believe in God, but they didn't like put God first, and like they was bringing me down. Yeah, because I didn't know that until I got away from it. I was like, yo, like I used to wake up in bad moods and da 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 da. Now that I don't. What was that?
Dang, that's downtown, baby.
Oh,
that's loft life.
I thought that was thunder.
Nah, I was telling Deion, I was like, it's wild, you know, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I done came through downtown making loud noises with my car, so I know, I get it. But so yeah, like I'm still trying to figure that out. Like, that's a good question.
And it's all a timing thing, you know. It's God's timing. It's when things work out. And
I don't even like talking about relationships because, one, I'm not a relationship guru. I don't got the answers. Like, I've been in a few relationships and, like, you know what I'm saying. But I know it's a timing for everything. Like, I know when I'm ready. Like, it'll come to me. So,
well, the last closing questions are: what do you wish you knew when you were younger, or advice for your younger self? And then we'll end with the typical Morgan end of questions.
Okay. So, to my younger self, I would tell myself it's okay to express my emotions. Like, I used to keep a lot of stuff built up, and I was short-tempered. Like, I used to be short-tempered, and it was really because I used to be irritated about stuff in the past that I never got off my chest. So now, like, if I could tell my younger self, or I tell like people that's younger, like, yo, find somebody you can trust, but like find a couple people you can trust with certain things. So if I'm dealing with financial situation, I'm gonna talk to somebody with some finances, or got financial advice. I'm not gonna talk to the person that don't got no money, or you know what I'm saying? Or like if I want to talk to about my relationship advice, I'm gonna talk to a happy married or like happy relationship type people. I'm not gonna talk to a person that always call me talking negative about their spouse. You know what I'm saying? Like why would I talk to you about not the partner? Like
right.
Why would I talk to you about relationship when you don't even love the relationship that you in? Obviously you're gonna give me the advice from the hurt place, or like anything. Like you gotta have those group of people and friends in your life, and you gotta know like it's okay not to talk to certain people about certain stuff. And if they're your friend, they gotta respect that and know like, okay, it's okay to seek advice from people that know a little more than somebody that you love.
Yeah. And
that was a hard part about me. Like a part of like my family, like everybody was kind of closed off. Like it wasn't really no shedding tears and like showing weakness, and like, and ultimately it's not even weakness, it's like expressing how you feel. Like my younger self needs to know like, bro, it's okay, like you don't gotta play tough. Yeah. You don't gotta act tough in every situation. Like it's okay to let people know that you love somebody. It's okay to give somebody a hug. It's okay to apologize when you're wrong. Like all these things that I felt like made me weak was like really showing strength.
Yeah, that's good.
So that's good. One of the things I used to struggle with. I still like I don't struggle with it too much, but I'm like, yo, like you gotta talk to somebody. Like it's somebody out here that can help you. Yeah. And like knowing that I can't do all this on my own. I can't do it on my own. I definitely can't. Yeah. I can't figure it out on my own. I work hard, but that ain't enough,
Yeah, that's good. All right, Deion. Well, the last closing questions we always do on Keeping Up with Cash is favorite quote, favorite song, and what do you want your legacy to be?
Okay. My favorite quote is, how you do anything is how you do everything. And that's just one of the things that kind of keeps me consistent and keeps me motivated. Like, yo, if I slack off doing this, soon as something else in my life get hard, I'm gonna slack off. Yeah. So like I kind of embrace every moment, embrace every situation, and embrace like the adversity that comes up, because I'm like, okay, if it's going good, I still created this good habit of like carrying myself like this. If it's going bad, my great habit's still gonna stick around, so I can kind of keep going forward. So that's one of my favorite songs. That's so tough.
It can just be favorite song right now.
Yeah, I'm trying. I listen to so many songs. I really don't even know the name of the songs I be listening to. I just be listening to so many songs.
A classic go-to, maybe it's like the shower vibe song. I don't know, just.
Oh man, let me think. This is a question. I usually had an answer for questions. This is the hardest question I've ever heard.
Oh my gosh.
Favorite song. Let me look them out. Let me look at my phone real quick.
Just the top one on your recent listen.
Let me look at my phone real quick. Trey texted me, said, "Did you do the podcast?" I called him earlier. He didn't even answer. Oh, let me see.
I'm keeping that in the episode.
Yeah, he. I literally just opened the message. He said, "Did you do the podcast?" Man, this is a tough question. One of my favorite songs right now is Ride Wave. It's called No Deal. It's called No Deal by Ride Wave, and I like that song a lot.
All right. And what do you want your legacy to be? What do you want when you are gone? What do you want to be remembered as?
I want to be remembered as a guy who worked hard and inspired others. I want to be a person like a pay it forward type of person. Like, I don't want to be known for my selfish goods. I want to be known for like, man, he helped change me. Like he helped me learn this, or like, I want to just be a person that was like, help somebody. Like if you can help a person, help them. Don't like, if you got it and you got it to give at that moment, give it. Like God will bless you tenfold. Like if you help people when you got it. So that's one of the things like I try to like just be good to people and help people.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be. It's cool to be known. I don't want to be just left known as a football player. Like, it's millions of them.
Made for more.
Yeah. So I want to be known for like being a good person and helping people. So
yeah,
it's a legacy.
Well, thank you so much, Deion, for coming on. And if you're listening to this episode and you are like, oh my gosh, who is he? Maybe I need personal training. Yo, like,
come holler at me.
Hit him up, follow his Instagram, ask for his services. Super fun. And to my listeners, summer's almost done. It's absolutely insane. There's so much going on, and I'm kind of stressed, and I'm trying to figure it all out. So we're live, laugh, and loving, trying.
Okay.
By the time the next solo pod drops, it's going to be an insane story, and so you're going to have to tune in. But just work hard.
So you do solo pods, like you be in here just talking?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Clearly, Deion is not listening. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Not being here and I'd be talking.
You be talking.
Yeah. But yeah, so you guys have a great rest of your summer, and hopefully you just keep on slaying. Go see the Barbie movie. Deion hasn't seen it, but I've seen it.
I'm not going to see the Barbie movie by myself.
I'm such a fan. It is so good. So Margot Robbie slayed it. But yeah, well, you guys just have a great rest of your night. And
thank you for having me.
Keeping up with Cash.
I gotta say thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
You trying to cut it off?
That was unintentional. My bad.
Okay. All right.
Well, bye guys. Bye.
Bye.